Tim Willis with ClickDesigns, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on using a flat image and turning it into a book cover using the mock-up templates in ClickDesign. This is building on a previous tutorial we did where we created the flat design. Today we're going to turn it into something better looking and more useful than the original. So with that, we're going to move on to the tutorial. Okay, so here we are at the ClickDesigns main interface, and as I said, we're going to be making a book cover. So what we're going to do is go to our toolbar here and click on covers, and you'll notice there's two paths we can go here. We have these pre-made templates that we could use, which is one way of doing it, but we're going to do it the other way and start from scratch using our by now familiar start from scratch option in the upper left hand corner. And we are going to give this, you can't do anything until you name it. You'll notice that in our select divine type we have cover selected, so it'll take us to the right area. And then because we have that selected instead of a blank cabinet, it's not going to ask us to set the cabinet size. Then we will click continue, and that will bring us into these blank wireframes, and we have several of them. Now if you notice at the top we have books, reports, and magazines. So these are the books, so that's it. These are the books. These are the reports, which are just typically going to be something with like a wire binding on the edge. And then we also have magazines, so you can reproduce the look of a magazine. But we're going to be doing books, so let's go back to books. So at this point, we need to select what we're going to do here. We have a selection of books. We can choose from. Now, if you notice at the top, it notes that templates with the same tag color can be replicated to each. Let's go ahead and pick out something here. And let's go ahead and use this one here, the front facing book. I'm going to use template. It's going to load the wireframe up in the ClickDesigns editor. Okay, so the first thing you notice is this is, unlike in Canva, we're able to do two-dimensional and three-dimensional images depending on what we're working with here. So this is a two-dimensional image. We have the front cover, and then we also have the side binding. And so the way you get started is you put your mouse cursor over the side you're going to work on. It'll turn purple, and you just click. It'll give you a choice to create, upload, or send it to your library. We're going to click on create, and that will load up the cabinets, which is by default in this case going to be white because it's a white wireframe. We're going to use our size buttons to get this down to a size so we can see the whole cabinets on the screen. Alright, so now what we want to do is go to the cover which we created in an earlier tutorial, and as I said in the tutorial, we're going to use them in future tutorials. So we'll be in My Design, and let's go to Custom Graphics. And by default, when you go to a wireframe, it's going to default to My Designs. Go to Custom Graphics, and we're going to look for that item. And it is right there. Now, I mentioned in the other video, I made two different ones of these, and this one that would be appropriate for things like books and drone mock-ups. And we have another one which has the dimensions flipped, and it is going to be used for future tutorials showing this either on a monitor screen or a laptop. But we have two choices here. We can edit it or we can use it. Now right now we did all our work ahead of time on the flat image, so we're just going to click on use, and you see it puts it right there in the center of our wireframe. So if we click on it, and select it. We can use our boundary box handles to move it as we want to move it, and we're going to move it right there at the top. Grab this other one down here, and then right here, let's move, make it a little bigger. These handles are a little small at that size, and move it down here. Okay, so it is stretched out a little bit, but as this is a tutorial just to show basic process, we're going to just leave it like that for now. Because as I said, we're going to use this on several ones. Now, if you did want to change something on there, that's where you would use that edit button and you can go back and edit, move things around, change things, pretty much do whatever you want with it. But we're going to go ahead. We've got our cover aligned to the whole cabinet, so we're going to go ahead and there's two things we can do here. We can preview it, and it's just going to show you a preview of what it's going to look like at the present time, so you can see the side binding is still white. We could download it, but all we're going to end up with a flat image, which we already had, or we can click on save and exit. And that will take us back to our wireframe. And so now we've got the side to deal with, and we're going to do that a little differently. And this is where we could have possibly created this beforehand, but I generally myself just do this as I'm building up the working with the main wireframe. So we're going to click on the purple area, click on create. Okay, and so if you're using colors that aren't your standard black or white, you're probably going to want to know what they are when you get to this point. Now in our case, we use just the plain 000000 black, so that's not a problem. So first we're going to click on our image there and go to background. We're going to make that black. Okay, now let's make this just a bit bigger here. Time being. Now here's where we get to make some choices. So I'm going to go to my icons and type in coffee. And then there's our coffee icon from before. Now, of course, this is standard in black here. So we're going to take our icon. Actually, you might want to just make this background a different color for a little bit. Okay, so we want to see where to put our icon and put it down here. I want to move it up. And I'm going to put it right there right now. Now, if you remember from the video where we created the flat design, I changed the color using these levels here, or layers rather, not levels but layers. So I made them platinum color, which is E9, E9, E9. We're going to do that again. Now I could have also saved that icon as an icon itself in that color and just add that into my designs area, but I didn't do that. And really this is easy enough to do that we can just do it on the fly here. Alright, so now it's silver. Alright, so here's where it gets a little tricky with the book image is everything wants to slide off a little bit. What we want to do is get this thing just small enough that it will fit on our book. And need a little more there. And just a little more. Alrighty, so there's our icon. Center that. it that way. Okay, so we've got that fairly centered there. Now it's silver now, so we can go back and make our background black again. Okay, and now we're going to work on the title, or what would be your book title. So let's go into our text. Okay, so what we do at this point is we create a new text layer. Now the default color is black, so we're going to go ahead and change that to our platinum color again, so we'll be able to see things. Okay, so there we have that. Now here's where this kind of gets annoying sometimes, is sometimes it likes to put things down here. In fact, most of the time it does. And the other thing, if you'll notice that this is our text, it's very small, and it's also aligned in the wrong direction. So we have this little wheel here that we can use to turn it. That's going to get it where it's aligned lengthwise, and don't worry about it being crooked right now, because we're going to get back, because we got a fix for that. Now here in the left hand and the tool section, we have an angle adjustment. So we can either adjust it using 90, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, or 360 degrees. Also can just use this and do it manually, which is what we're going to do because we're pretty close anyway. Okay, so now we have it 90 degrees. It's pointing the right direction, but it's so small you go blind trying to read it. All right, so that is where we'll go back up to our font size and bring it up. Let's go ahead and squeeze down a little bit, up a little bit, so we can see where we are. And we're just going to move it up here, closer to the icon. All right, and then let's go ahead and make it a little bigger, easy to see. And just as the text is defaulted to the black color until we change it, it also, for the font, always defaults to Arial. So we're going to pick something else out other than that. I think I like the Archivo Black. That's a nice big text. Let's go with that. Move this down, and you see there's a little centering line there to help us center things up. Okay. Now we got Charlie's Coffee Shop. We've got a title, and we'll just go this way. And as you can see, we have a lot there. Let's try making that text just a little bigger. Because we got so much empty space there. Not being friendly here for some reason. Okay, well that takes up a lot more real estate, so let's do it like that. And then let's see what we got left here. Now, this is real small, probably hard for you to see at home, but we've got a lot of black down there. So we could put something else down there. We could put a name of the author or maybe a publisher. But we're just going to, because this is for tutorial, we're just going to leave that like it is and maybe just move Charlie down just a little bit. Okay. Back up. Okay, so we're just going to go with that. We could fiddle around with this some more if we wanted to, but that's good enough for our purpose in this tutorial. Okay, so we're going to save and exit. And there we go. We now have a title. Actually, I should have probably made that red. In fact, I think we will make that red. Future Tim Willis here. Just a note from the future. I cut out part of this video because I went back to the front part of the mock-up to get the red color, and I forgot that you cannot use the color picker Google Chrome extension in the ClickDesigns editor. That just doesn't work like it normally does in the editor. And so what I ended up doing was just seeing what the color was in ClickDesigns editor, typing that into Notepad, and then going back to the section I was working on and copying and pasting that into the color control in the ClickDesigns editor. So that's just a little note before you waste your time. Don't try using the color picker Google Chrome extension, which generally works wonderfully in the ClickDesigns editor, because they seem to fight each other. All right, now back to the tutorial. Save one more time, just in case I didn't do it before. And here we have the choice. At this point, we can exit, go back, or we can export from here as a PNG, a JPEG, a web page, or a PDF. Now you can also do that from the front panel, but we're not going to do any of those things for right now. We're just going to exit. That will take us back to the main ClickDesigns area. And then if you notice, it has shown up here as our most recent creation. That is in the My Designs tab. And then if you do want to go back to edit mode or do other things, you can just click here on edit, or you can click here on the three dots and you get a menu of different things you can do. So that is our tutorial for today on using a flat image to create a book cover in ClickDesigns. We'll probably be doing a few more videos like this on different things. Well, with this particular flat image we use. Anyway, that's our tutorial for today. And so this is Tim Willis with Creating with ClickDesigns. And ClickDesigns is the graphic software made by a marketer for marketers. And if you're interested in getting ClickDesigns and learning more about ClickDesigns, there is a link in the description as well. There's also a link to my Facebook group, also called Creating with ClickDesigns. And like the YouTube channel, it's fairly new, but we'll be getting some more material in there. And beyond that, I'll keep on making some more videos. Other than that, like and subscribe, and we'll get another tutorial up soon.